We started talking about writing linear equations, but I want to get into it in much more detail today. We're going to be looking at several forms of linear equations, and we're going to start with the slope-intercept form. So there are three forms that we're going to be looking at. For the first, we'll start with the easiest, which where we're given an equation in slope-intercept form. In order to write that, we need two pieces of information, the slope and the y-intercept. If I know those two things without any hesitation, I can replace the m, which is my slope, and the b, which is my y-intercept. So in this first example, I'll just take y is equal to 4x minus 2. Let's practice that just a little before we move on to the second type. I did mention, before we do the practice, that there were several types of forms of the equation we're going to look at. We've already talked about standard form when we found our x and y intercepts. We even did a little investigation into slope-intercept form when we were doing a quick graph with that. And we haven't talked about point-slope form. That's going to be the third one on the list. So given the slope and a y-intercept, let's write the equation. Again, it just is a matter of replacing the slope for m and the y-intercept for b. In our first problem, again, m is equal to -3 times x plus b. Second one, my slope again is a ratio of rise over run, so I have 2/5 times x, taking that sign -2. Let's do a few more examples. When the slope is 1, well, 1 times x is just x plus 4. Number 4. This time the y-intercept is 0, so I'm just going to have y is equal to a -5/4 times x. No need to put the plus 0. And in the fifth problem, this one again slightly different. If I have y is equal to mx plus b, and my slope is 0, my y-intercept is b, it reduces down to y is equal to 2, which is a constant. And we talked about those before because when we graphed and y was always equal to 2, we had that horizontal line which had a slope of 0, and that's what this is telling us. So hopefully you can see that connection. Now the second thing we're going to do, we're going to keep slope-intercept form as our main focus, but this time I'm not going to give you the y-intercept b. I'm going to give you the slope and a point on the line. Now in order to write it in slope-intercept form, we need to find the value of b so we can complete it. Step 1, let's substitute in all the given values and we'll solve for b. Take out remember this is my x coordinate and my y, so y is equal to 11. Our slope we were given as 4, x coordinate is 2, and we're solving for the y-intercept. We then go ahead and simplify, and we see that we have one inverse operation, and that's going to get us the value of b, which is 3. Now that I know my slope, which was 4, and my y-intercept b, which is 3, I have my equation. Y is equal to 4x plus 3. Take a moment and look at the steps. Substituting them in, simplifying, solving for b. Let's do several to practice. We'll start with this top row. I'm given the slope and a point. This is the model in which I'm going to be replacing the values. This is my x, and this is my y. So y is equal to, m is -2, x is 3, and I'm going to solve for b. Let's simplify by multiplying here. And one inverse operation, let's add 6 to both sides. And I find b is equal to 8. With those two pieces of information, the slope m and the y-intercept b, we have a line. Y is equal to -2x plus 8. y is 5. 5 is equal to 1/2 times 6 plus b. Well, 1/2 of 6 is 3. I'll subtract 3 on both sides, and I get b is equal to 2. That's my y-intercept. My equation, y is equal to 1/2 x plus 2. Two last problems here. -10 is equal to -4 times -3 plus b. Just replacing the variables with values. Negative times negative gives me a positive 12. One inverse operation tells me to subtract. I get b is equal to a -22. Equation now reads y is equal to -4x minus 4. Our last problem for today, y is equal to n times x plus b. -4 is equal to 5 plus b. We'll subtract 5 on both sides, and we'll get the value of b to be -9. Don't stop there until you write the equation. Y is equal to 5x, and we have a -9. Now there's one more thing we're going to add to, but I think this is enough for today. In the next lesson, we're going to find out that sometimes you're not even given the slope, so you'll have to first find slope, find intercept, and lastly write the equation. But that's all we'll do for today.